This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/Alex Haitz. I'd like to thank Steve Aldersley, Andreas Gleisel, Ray Schuster, at HotGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Identitech, Kurt David, Mark Ventura, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, M. DeBelly, Will E. and Will G, B. Jabber, David Mannion, Ewan Reed, James Hanley, and Livitz for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, and the channel month in, month out. I appreciate it more than you can imagine, and I hope you will enjoy this video. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. 9:42 in the morning. We are... what better way to start the morning with some noise pop? So yeah, we're circling back a little bit here. I think I talked about this already, possibly. I don't know if it was in a community post or on one of the reactions here, but we're circling back to do the first EP from Pixies prior to Surfer Rosa. And this is going to be kind of an interesting thing that we're doing here because I'm going to be today recording this EP as well as the Chronic Town EP from RAM. So I'm just kind of doing a joint recording session. And what I will probably do, I'll probably have the unedited ones of these up for my $5 or more patrons up as soon as I can. But I'll probably do the Come On Pilgrim EP if you're watching it the day it came out, Saturday, October 15th. And since I typically do album reactions like every other week, I'll just do I'll post the Chronic Town EP reaction on the 22nd so that you guys can basically get 3 weeks of having some form of professional looking reaction on 3 Saturdays in a row. So that's kind of my plan here. So yeah, circling back to 87 to go back to the front of the Pixies catalog here. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions at my Patreon, patreon.com/Alex Haitz. For $5 a month, you can get access to unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. That's April of 2021 is when I started doing these. And that includes almost 50 reactions at this point, 50 albums. So if you want, you can hop in at the $5 level. If you want, you can just pick and choose which ones you want to watch and then hop out, go to a lower pledge. I don't mind, but let's get a shout out at the front of the video. So everyone who was shouted out at the front gets access to these unedited reactions. It supports the channel, and it helps also pay for the Vimeo hosting for these unedited reactions because I can't put them on YouTube because copyright on YouTube it's a wasteland. So that's the way you can support the channel. You can also support the channel by checking out NordVPN, link in the description. Have an affiliate link down there. Fantastic VPN service, great prices, great speeds, honestly best on the market. I've been using NordVPN for years before they even reached out to see if I wanted to be an affiliate. So highly recommend checking out NordVPN in the description. Okay, Come On Pilgrim. So this was September of 87. And then when did Surfer Rosa come out? Was that early 88? It was March of 88. So it looks like that was recorded in November 87. This was recorded in March 87. So recorded very close together. It looks like we have Caribou, Vamos, which I think is the only duplicate song that would be on Surfer Rosa. I think this is a different mix though, so we'll listen to it. All the other ones here I've never heard of before or heard. And some people say that I would maybe like this better than Surfer Rosa. Long story short, you can go watch my other reactions and follow-ups to the Pixies albums if you want. Favorite would be Doolittle, second favorite Bossa Nova, third favorite Trump, and then fourth, honestly, Surfer Rosa. It's just a wildly inconsistent album to me. I keep saying I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but I don't. So I don't know why I'm like worried, like, guys, don't be mad at me, but no one is. So yeah, there's just, I don't know, the really like noisy, almost borderline like post-hardcore, very punky type of tracks on Surfer Rosa. That's just not the Pixies that I jive with. I can understand people jiving with it. It makes complete sense to me, but it's not for me. The only tracks I like off of it are like Gigantic, River Euphrates, and Where Is My Mind. Cactus is all right. I think I remember Vamos being all right. What are my ratings actually? Let me look. Yeah, that's about correct. Vamos, Cactus, and then Gigantic River Euphrates, Where's My Mind are the three highlights for me. So I'm eager to see what Come On Pilgrim has to offer here. Very short. I believe it's only like 20 minutes. Let me look. I think it's about 20 minutes long, so we're not going to be here forever. And like I said, I'm recording 2 things today, so I suppose we'll just go ahead and get started here. Not a whole lot to say. I've said my piece on Pixies so far. I'm just curious to see what this sounds like, given that it was almost arguably like very contemporary with Surfer Rosa. So first track, Caribou. Yeah, this is already way more palatable than Surfer Rosa. It has the kind of the ethos of sort of the Surfer Rosa era, I suppose you could say. I mean, they're so close together; they're like a year apart each album. But this is it's not necessarily like Doolittle-esque, because Doolittle, I think, had a bit more energy to it. But this definitely feels a little bit different than what Surfer Rosa was doing. And it also looks like it was so there's 8 tracks here, and it comes from a 17-song recording session that they did in March of '87. And the remaining 9 songs were released actually in 2002 as another EP. Which features Broken Face, Down to the Well, Break My Body, I'm Amazed, Here Comes Your Man, Subaculture. Subaculture is a pretty old one then. So a good portion of Surfer Rosa tracks that looks like they kind of got redone for the album, as well as Subaculture in here as well. Is Down to the Well that's a Bossa Nova track? I'm going to look real quick. I think that's a Bossa Nova track, right? It is. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. Still not my favorite type of Pixies here, but just way more palatable than a lot of the Surfer Rosa tracks that were just a little too noisy, messy, didn't do much for me. Okay, Vamos. I have not heard the Surfer Rosa one for, basically like a month or 2 at this point, so it's not fresh in my head, but let's see what we got. So I looked it up. It is a re-recording. They re-recorded it for Surfer Rosa. Again, I don't fully remember the original, but I think I like this one a bit more. It seems to have a bit more like clarity to it. It's not quite as noisy. It has more presence. Still more or less the same song, so not much to say on that. I've already reacted to it. So let's go to the next one. Isla de Encanta. Encanto? Encanta.
Canta la gente pa' atrás y hey, babe, what are we
Can you guess what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? I didn't like it because it was in Mexican. Sorry. Like some Surfer Rosa tracks, it just short, repetitive, punk guitar riff. I mean, I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe it was super interesting, but it's like that just doesn't do anything for me. That yeah, whatever. Ed is dead.
Her head is in a better way. Her brain's on fire. When I walk the strand on this true Hermosa night. It's dead. It is dead. She's just riding in stupid bliss.
Fascinating. That song had like a pop vocal melody over a not pop chord progression. Does that make sense? Like I thought like the vocal melody was like trying to steer the chords in a certain direction and it just never happened. And it was like, well, that's a little weird. Not bad. I don't like it as much as Caribou or Vamos, but it it's not a super short punk track that has a single riff that repeats. That's all. So it's good in my book. The holiday song. Forgive me if I'm entirely wrong because I've only heard like 2 or 3 tracks from London Calling. That seemed to have more of like a Clash kind of punk thing to it. Like, because there was that era of punk that sort of had the new wave gloss applied to it. Like this felt like a little, like it had more of that, the rougher guitar, but it has more of a pop sheen to it. It's a little more accessible. Um, Interesting lyrics as well. I mean, that's that's Francis for you, right? Always compelling lyrics, but not bad, not bad. Uh, so far, it's like, I mean, we only have 3 tracks left, so I don't know if anything is going to blow me away. But so far, it's just been like solid. It's been like the 3.5 out of 5 songs that I would have liked from Surfer Rosa. There's only really been Isla de Encanta that I've been like, I could leave it. Take it or leave it. No, I'll leave it. Okay, 3 tracks left. Nimrod's Son.
Son of a motherfucker. 1, 2, 3, 4. I shot that hell and shot the son of incestuous union. Now my head is clear, my pants were the joke is
Nimrod. I'm actually reading through Genesis right now. How about that? Not bad. Again, it's like these repetitive riffs don't quite do it for me, but I feel like the mixing is maybe a bit better here. It's not as like noisy. There's a little more clarity to it. Makes it a little easier to palate. Not a favorite. That one was not a huge favorite, but it was okay. I've been tired.
1, 2, 3. She's a real left winger, cause she been down south and held peasants in her arms. I said I wanna be a singer like a Lou Reed. I like Lou Reed, losing my penis to a whore with disease. Just kidding, I said losing my life to a whore. Please? I said losing my life to a whore. I've been tired, I've been tired, I've been tired. This voice like milk, rests like a cluster of grapes. I cannot escape her ways, she raves.
While we're at it, baby, why don't you tell me one of your biggest fears?
Okay, that was the best one so far. I mean, the musical part wasn't like incredible. I mean, I like the kind of like breakdown after like the verse that happened in there, but like, man, those lyrics, they got me. I have to admit, I was not ready for that. And speaking of not being ready, we're pretty much done. We have one track left. Let's finish this out. Levitate Me.
Give me help, give me help, you can't levitate me, elevator lady, elevator lady, elevator. All is true, if all in all is true, if all won't you please roll over me, won't you please shakey shake, shake it. Levitate me, lady, 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 levitate me. If all in all is true, if all is run over me, won't you please run over me?
Interesting. That was like a kind of like a Doolittle vibe on that one. Got the that slight pop appeal to it. Still kind of has that Pixie spice to it. Yeah, okay. So that is that's Come On Pilgrim. It's all done. That's pretty good. As a set of songs, I think it's more consistent than Surfer Rosa. I'll say that. Do I like it more than Surfer Rosa? It can't really compare an EP to an album per se, but I've been tired and Levitate Me, my two favorites, I think. Levitate Me, I think, is probably the best one here. Caribou is okay. Vamos was a better mix here. Ed is Dead was alright. Holiday Song was alright. Nimrod's Son, eh. And Isla de Encanta was the only one where I just didn't really like it all that much. So, that's what? 7, 6 for 8? Who knows? I'm glad I went back to listen to this, though. And interesting how, like, for how inconsistent I think Surfer Rosa was, how much more consistent this was, I'm kind of confused, like, as to how that occurred. I don't know. Not for me to know, I guess. But yes, I am glad I returned to this. And Chronic Town will be coming up next, so stay tuned for that. Okay. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like I said, next week, if you're watching this around the time they're uploaded, Chronic Town will be coming out on the next Saturday. Pixies are all done. Glad to be done with Pixies because I wanted to get to them for a long time. And I'm glad to have listened to a lot of the songs. There's plenty that I enjoyed from Pixies. And we'll be going into a kind of more jangly type of band here. I know they kind of started in like a post-punk vibe-ish. And then I think I've heard that they start cleaner and get rougher. I don't know if that's accurate or true. You guys can tell me. I don't know. At least like production-wise. Like it starts a little glossier and then gets rougher. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. Could be completely wrong. But yeah, REM is coming up next. Excited for that. That's it, everyone. I have things to plug. Yet again, we got the Patreon, of course. Like I said, $5 a month, access to unedited reactions, of which this will be one. And shout outs. $1 a month gets you access to voting in polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums, breaks up the monotony of artist binges. And then we also have the Discord, link in the description for that. Got about 160 to 170 members over there. Lots of fun music discussions, recommendations, top charts, stuff like that, and memes, bountiful memes. So yeah, if you want to join the community of people who talk about music and also happen to watch my content, that's where you can do it. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the fall season as it approaches the end of the year 2022 of our Lord and Savior. Yeah, I don't really have anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to record Chronic Town next. Stay tuned for that. And until next time, everyone, Godspeed.